How did medieval monarchies vary across Europe? Imagine stepping into a time when kings and queens ruled vast lands, but not all monarchies looked the same. Some had strong centralized power, while others were more like loose alliances. That's what we're exploring today. Medieval monarchies across Europe showed big differences in how they governed, how much power the monarchs held, and how they interacted with nobles and the church. In some regions, kings were the main authority, controlling everything from laws to armies. These monarchies were more centralized, like in France or England, where kings worked to build strong, unified states. They created laws, collected taxes, and led armies directly. But even in these places, the king's power was often limited by laws and customs. They couldn't just do whatever they wanted. Laws and traditions kept their authority in check. In other parts of Europe, power was more spread out. Think of Ireland or parts of Italy around the year 1200. Here, the king's control was weak, and local nobles or city-states held real power. These nobles owned large chunks of land and had their own armies. The king was more of a figurehead, a symbol of unity rather than a ruler with full control. These areas had many small kingdoms or city-states, each with its own rules and leaders. Taxation and military strength also varied. Kings in some regions could not raise large armies or collect heavy taxes easily. Instead, they relied on vassals or local lords to provide soldiers when needed. This made warfare smaller and less organized compared to later times. In places like England, kings gradually gained more control over taxes and armies, helping them build stronger states. The relationship between the monarchy and law was different everywhere. Kings were not absolute rulers who could change laws whenever they wanted. Instead, they had to follow traditional laws and customs. These laws were often inherited and stable, limiting how much a king could change. Sometimes, the church played a big role in shaping laws and supporting the king's authority. Early medieval kings claimed divine right, saying they ruled because God chose them. But conflicts like the investiture controversy in the 11th century challenged this idea, leading to debates about who had real authority, church or king. Dynasties also influenced how monarchies worked. Powerful families often fought over who would inherit the throne. Marriages, alliances, and disputes shaped the political landscape. The royal court became a center for managing these issues, showing that monarchy was not just about power but also about family and tradition. So across Europe, medieval monarchies looked very different. Some were strong and centralized, shaping nations like France and England. Others were loose collections of smaller kingdoms or city-states, like in Ireland or Italy. Their power was limited by laws, customs, and local rulers. The church's influence and family ties also played big roles in how they governed. These differences helped shape the political map of Europe and set the stage for the more unified states that would come later.